Hey yo, what's up everyone? It's your boy CrispPurpose back at it again with another Gems of War Raid Boss team video for you guys. Now, in this one, we have a brand new Raid Boss event this week in my favorite kingdom. We are in Darkstone this week, and I love having, event weeks in this kingdom because I get to use some of my favorite generator and damage dealer options for this entire week. Now, we're going up against the Cursed Catharist from this Raid Boss event, and we want to take note of this new event captain, the Toxic Hag, right? This is the troop that you need to have in your team to deal ×2 magic and will give you ×2 score for this Darkstone Raid Boss event. Of course, I have tried out my teams and I have them right here for you. So stick around. We're going to be showcasing in this video actually two teams. One team is going to be for the Raid Boss event. The other team is going to be for the Underspire for the Darkstone Kingdom. So stick around for that. Hopefully you guys find these teams helpful and of course this video informative. I'll be right back with those teams. So for this Raid Boss event, we're actually going to be showcasing about two teams. One's going to be a high level team and one's going to be a lower level team. I want to make mention of that because I didn't say that before. And of course, later on, I'll showcase the Underspire team. So Nebuladrix is going to be on this team. This is the Cosmic Dragon for green from Darkstone, 30 mana, cost of green, red, and brown. Spell is Gaseous Cloud, dealing magic ×3 damage to all enemies, converting 5 green gems to dragon gems, green dragon gems, I should say. 10% chance for an extra turn boosted by green gems. I'm using this, of course, with the potions that I got from the shop. I had Potion of Enchantment, Potion of Explosion, and the Potion of Rejuvenation. Then my favorite generator in the kingdom, Thrall, is going to be on this team. Anytime I have an opportunity to use Thrall in an event, I am using it. Really good troop, man. Can you imagine that this is a common troop? He's still relevant to this day, man. The common troops are some of the best ones. Of course, his spell Suffering, destroying a buttload of gems here, 77 gems. It's actually magic plus 4 gems, taking a small amount of damage, and then it has a percentage chance for an extra turn. Actually, it gains an extra turn if there are 13 or more red gems on the board, right? That's basically it right there. It has Magic Link as well. Then the troop for the event, the Toxic Hag, is going to be in the third slot. You really want to use this to kill out your Cursed Catharist at the back of the enemy team. And that's the main reason this is here. That's it. That's basically it. And of course, the hero on the team, I decided to go with the Plague Lord hero class for this one. I'm using Plague Lord because it is also a Darkstone class. So as a result, this is a pure Darkstone team. It allows you to have what should I say, a huge amount of stat buffs because you're using a pure Darkstone team here. Let's take a look at the class one. So for one, we're using Impact here. We have Dark Hunger, Stone Circle, Mana Source, Rock Solid, Arcane Surge, and Fortitude. And of course, I have my potions right there. Let's take a look at the bonuses on this because we have an opportunity to have a pure Darkstone team. So the notable bonus here is, of course, the magic, plus 18 magic as a result of using 4 unique Darkstone troops. What is the banner I'm using here? The banner on this one is the Banner of Blood from the Warband's Vampiric Thirst banner, right? This is the +2 on purple, +1 on green. Then we're minusing yellow on this one. I didn't mention we're using Jar of Eyes, right? This is from the All-Seeing Eye faction. It's the faction weapon for that faction. That is also associated with the Darkstone Kingdom, exploding half magic of brown gems, and then it will summon All-Seeing Eye troop. Summoning an All-Seeing Eye troop could be pretty useful just in case I lose my Nebuladrix. I can resummon something onto the team. Let's hop into a fight. Showcase about a couple of fights here to show how the team is used. Then we're going to go on to a lower rarity team for the Raid Boss event and then the Underspire. So as you can see, through all this spell already, you get your Nebuladrix powered up, you kill him. Like, this is going to kill deep into the event. No problem whatsoever. I think before we had a Raid Boss event that was similar to this, and we just blew through it in Darkstone. We hardly ever need to cast the Raid troop, man, because of just how powerful Nebuladrix is on this team, how powerful Thrall is on this team, just so much mana, and it's just so fast. If you have this, it's going to be one of the best options for you here for this Raid Boss event. Let me see if I can do one more fight, and then we're gonna move on to a new, a little bit lower rarity team, or at least a different team. I really want to show a variety, not always a low rarity, because sometimes the low rarity options are not the best. All right, there we go. Quick kill, got the Val Raven, killed our Catharis. Now we're gonna move on to the second team for this raid boss event. And this right here is the second team for this Darkstone Raid Boss event. So up front on this team, we're going to be having the Essence of Evil weapon. This is the class weapon for Plague Lord class. One of the best weapons in the game. It's been around for a while and it's still amazing. It inflicts all negative status effects on an enemy, exploding as well. Magic +1 gems off the enemy's mana color. Really powerful weapon, man. This inflicts everything that is bad on the enemy troops. Of course, it has been nerfed somewhat because of the final upgrade on the weapon. Let's see if I can take a look at it here. The final upgrade on the weapon is Hexed. It's a 10% chance to transform the first enemy into a giant toad. And that can be backfiring somewhat because you don't really want to transform that first enemy, because you transform them, they're not going to have all that negative status effects on them anymore. They're going to be a giant toad. And the giant toad could end up killing your troops or rotating your team, because I think it casts a spell that can pull a troop to the first slot. That could backfire somewhat on you. But nonetheless, the weapon still is one of the best weapons in the game. I think because of the terror status effect as well. Terror is included in the negative status effects that are added to the enemy troop when you cast this. And a terrified enemy, if you cast on the first slot, they might, they might rotate and go to the second slot, which moves the troop that's in the second slot to the first slot, and they're not having those status effects anymore, for example, like Entangle or Silence. And there you go, they have an opportunity to get mana or use skulls to damage your team. So I think sometimes you want to cast this if it's possible on like the third or last slot, and see how it works out for you on this one. I switched out the class here. I went with the Elementalist Hero class simply because I want to entangle enemies, because, of course, my damage dealer isn't as powerful as Nebuladrix, right? So on my Elementalist, I have Snap Freeze, I have Insulated, Stone Circle, Storm's Aura, Rock Solid, Lightning Strike, and, of course, Fortitude. Then the Hex Hag is going to be in the third slot. At the back of the team, we're using Magnus as our damage dealer here. Magnus is a decent legendary option from this kingdom. As a matter of fact, let me gold medal Magnus right now. Right? Let me do that right now. Right the hell now. Um, I think that he is a mage, so as a result, he can benefit from additional damage here. Do I have enough? Yeah, I'm just gonna use some of these juicy orbs of glory, right? So as to meddle my Magnus to give him a little bit more damage here. He's gonna pick up +6 damage as a result of him being a mage. He's gonna be at the back of the team. His spell, Plague Flask, deals magic +1 damage to all enemies boosted by diseased and poisoned enemies. Then it will disease and poison all enemies. Really good spell, of course, really, really good spell. He's impervious as well. And the experiment final trait, there's so many times I've been in fights and Magnus just keeps on inflicting nasty, ugly, disgusting status effects on my troops, causing problems, man, and just being very, very annoying. So it's good that I have an opportunity here to use him against the enemy team. And the banner on this one is the same as before, the banner of blood. I did not switch it out. Say +2 on purple, +1 on green, and then we're minusing, of course, yellow on this one. All right, let's hop into another fight here and see if we can kill out this cursed Catharis. Right. So, of course, once again, the assignment is to get Mana to Thrall, as quick as possible. And once you get your Horned Hag powered up, not Horned Hag, but Toxic Hag, I should say, you want to go for the kill. Of course, if you want to take the 4+ gem matches off the board, you can do that. And you might want to cast your Magnus multiple times here. It's not as powerful, it's not as potent, but nonetheless, it will get the job done, because once you killed out that cursed Catharis, there's not much that the enemy team can do to you except for skulls, and that's why you have the Essence of Evil to lock them down on that first slot. All right, let's see if we can get some mana to our Thrall. There we go. And let's kill out that Catharis. And now go for Thrall. Of course, this Horned Hag, I keep on calling her Horned Hag. Why? The Horned Hag is on my mind. That ugly son of a gun. The the Toxic Hag can backfire at times because she's putting curse gems on the board. Curse gems are brown gems that if you match them, explode them, or destroy them, they will curse a random troop. So I might curse my troops even though they're impervious or they have fortitude. Negative status effects can take a hold on them now because they are cursed. So that is one bad thing about that troop. I wish it did not have that in the spell, or if it did, it was a little bit more consistent in looping. All right, let's see if we can kill out that Cathars. There we go. Deal some AoE damage. At any point in time that I need to cast my Essence of Evil, I'm doing it, but right now I don't need to. Let's cast Thrall once more. Big boy damage. Wow. Wow. So yeah, that is the second team right there for the Raid Boss event. Two solid teams, and I really think that many players should be able to use these teams. The Underspire team is going to be following up right after this. So, any of the teams that you used before for the Raid Boss event can be used as well for the Underspire. So, I decided to make somewhat of a combination team between the two teams I showed you before. So, Essence of Evil, once again on this team, followed by Nebula Jix and Thrall. But I switched out the final troop here on the team and I went with the Blind Guardian. This is one of the troops that not many players speak about or use. This is a monster mystic from Darkstone with a 14 mana cost of yellow and purple. Spell is Unseeing Eye. It will drain up to 10 mana from an enemy. Explode one gem for each mana drained. Main reason I'm using it, it has a magic link as well as it has a Darkstorm. Right? Darkstorm is very, very useful in this scenario just to get mana to Thrall, and then Thrall will take it from there and get mana to the entire team. Of course, if you want to be fancy and you have the troops and you have all the options, you can go ahead and put on the Possessed King. The Possessed King is, without a doubt, one of the more older mythics, but somewhat underrated, right? That final trait that he has, the Unstable Possession, is an amazing final trait, exploding 2 random gems on 4 or 5 gem matches. Really, really good. So you can put him on the team as well. We'll showcase it with 2 options. We'll go with the Possessed King first, and then afterwards I'll show it with the Blind Guardian. All right, so Man of the Thrall, first assignment, always powerhouse and get everybody going, then you just kill them. Like, this is gonna solo the entire event. If you have the Nebula Drix troop, you will have no problem blowing through the entire event here. Really, really like it. Really, really like it. Let's showcase it with the Blind Guardian now. There we go. And yeah, let's see how this works out. Mana to the troops. Of course. Want to see a board here with some mana for Thrall, but nothing, so we'll just match something. There we go. That's why we have the Blind Guardian. It just helps us out with all of that extra mana falling on the board for Thrall. All right, guys, so that is it. That is it right there. You guys saw my Underspire team that I'm going to be using for this week. You saw 2 Raid Boss teams. Hopefully, you guys and gals found this video helpful and informative. If you did, remember to hit the like button, comment to let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch y'all next one. Peace.